Hi there, guys. It's Archie back for the ADHD Care podcast. I hope you're all doing well today. I have a special guest joining us virtually. I've got Nancy Mungai, who is an advocate for neurodiversity and also the founder of VAR, which stands for Virtual Assistants for Real Impact. So Nancy's been on the forefront for creating support systems for individuals with ADHD, utilizing skilled virtual assistants to enhance productivity and empowerment. So today we'll be discussing all things VAR or VAR and how it makes a difference and its importance of recognizing and supporting diverse neurological profiles in our community. So I hope you excited as I am to have Nancy on as she comes on to share some of the insights into her innovative approach and the positive changes in terms of the VAR and how it's fostering those changes in the community for those that have neurodiversity needs. So let's just bring Nancy on virtually now. Hi, Nancy.
Hi there, Archie.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't see. So, okay, so we got the audio. That's great. So we just need the video now.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
just got an issue with my audio this morning. That's why I'm joining from my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Joined you video.
Okay.
Okay, sorry for that though.
No problems at all. Right. Okay. Great. I can. Hang on, let's make that big screen. Oh, there you go. That's better. Great. Nice to meet you, Nancy.
Nice to meet you too, Archie.
Amazing. I was just doing an introduction just about yourself in terms of like where you fit in terms of neurodiversity. So yeah, today I wanted to bring you on to our podcast and find out more about this fantastic VAR system that you've created and how that helps individuals that have neurodiverse needs, such as ADHD in this case. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here, Archie.
Excellent. First of all, whereabouts in the world are you currently?
Let me say in general Africa, but specifically in Kenya.
Are you in Kenya?
Yes, I'm in Kenya. I'm in Kenya, in Nairobi. Yes.
Wow. Perfect. Excellent. So yeah, I will be asking some questions around just how things are over there in terms of how, what you have set up in terms of neurodiversity and how you support your, children, young people and adults that have ADHD. So to start off with your own personal journey, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah. Like I said, my name is Nancy Mungai, and I have been a virtual assistant for more than 4 years right now, working with clients internationally. And it has been a great journey so far. And I've met with amazing people that have led me to the purpose of what I'm actually doing right now with the VAR. So I'm pretty amazed, or I feel awesome just highlighting the fact that this journey has been incredible, and me bringing or having myself right here in this place and helping people with ADHD has been the highlight of my journey. Yeah.
What was it that inspired you to focus on neurodiversity and ADHD through your work?
To be honest, actually, I never knew anything about ADHD at all. And it happened that I met a client whom I was working with, and I thought that this was just any other normal client than the ones I was having, who would just hire me and I would do a project and you get paid and you just move on. You don't interact with them as much. But I met with this one client and they were different from what I was used to. They used to forget they had assigned me tasks. They used to forget that forget that they had a task for me that was due when. So it was up to me to know how to remind them what to do and when to do it. So I saw this is actually different. And when I learned more about them. They actually told me they have ADHD. And from there, I knew like, this is a gap. This has to be addressed, because I knew they were not the only people outside there who had like the same disabilities. So yeah, that is what led me to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you give us an overview of VAR? Because obviously some of us, we're football fans, we think VAR, we think virtual assistant referee. Obviously, this is not what we're talking about. But yeah, so do you want to give us an overview of what it is and how it serves for individuals that have ADHD? What's the purpose of it?
So VAR, or others call it VAR, we share an A with the ADHD people. Like we share the ADHD, the A in our VAR stands for assistants and also ADHD. So we are virtual assistants for ADHD Revamp. And why we call it Revamp is because things have been going on in the workplace differently, and we just need that revamp. And specifically, VAR does that for people with ADHD. We need the workplace to know that people with ADHD need more help. They need to be understood. They need systems, and they need to be heard. Yeah, so that is what VAR does. We help in training programs, advocacy for neurodiversity, and actually even emotional support when you're dealing with clients who have like those disabilities. There are some who really like need that help and understanding that it comes from inside. So we give that extra help, not just doing the project-based work as normal virtual assistants, but offering that extra help to them. That is what makes us so different. Yeah.
That is quite unique as well. And that's what caught my attention when I came across you. That obviously some people might know virtual assistants generally, what their role involves and what, how you support individuals, neurotypicals. But certainly I think you focus more on the neurodiverse elements of your clients and how you go the extra mile in supporting them and understanding their needs. Okay. So on in that respect, how does virtual assistants specifically address the everyday and professional challenges of those first faced or living with ADHD?
I would say first, task delegation. I'll just give an example of, let's say I'm a virtual assistant and I have a client who is a business development manager in a company, and they have like projects that their team members need them to follow up with, and they have ADHD. Now, it's so hard for these clients of mine to wake up every day if they're having that disability or disorganization. They don't have the mood to actually check, or they don't have the extra time to reach out to the extra team members. That's where now we come in. We remind them by sending reminders. We keep them accountable by letting them know they can do it, even if they don't feel like doing it. We keep a track of everything that they are working on with the team, and even help them, because our virtual assistants, they don't always only do the emotional support. They're also people with marketing skills, project management skills, email marketing skills as well, diverse skills, graphic design. So if a client needs help in those areas in his team, that's where now we come in and we do it for them. And they actually let the team know they are getting an extra help from the virtual assistant. And we make sure that everything is aligned and they get what their team expects them to deliver at the end of the day, because they're in charge. Yeah.
Amazing work. That's excellent. And I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, wow, that's such a clever idea. Whoever thought that was a space that I didn't see anyone kind of tapping into, and you've tapped into it. So well done, you.
Okay.
Do you want to tell us about your colleagues that you work with? Do you want to tell us about the actual setup itself? How many of you and your experience, your backgrounds and things, who's in your team and all of that, the overview of kind of the structure of your team?
So my team, actually, we what we do, we we have like virtual assistants who have been doing virtual assistants for a very long time, but they want to be purposeful about it. They just don't want to do the virtual work and be done with it. They want to contribute to the community. So what we do, we give training to them about ADHD and how to deal with people with ADHD. We tell them more about neurodiversity because I feel it's a gap over here. Not so many people know about neurodiversity or even the disabilities that we have going on internationally. And I wouldn't lie to say that it's not available. Like we have the same disabilities over here, but people are not aware. So I think we train them as much as feel in them the purpose of being different as a virtual assistant. Our mission is that at the end of the day, they are the people who will transform what we have here in Kenya or Africa when that time comes, when now as we are aware of neurodiversity and we have to help our people over here. So our team is big and diverse, East Africa, I would say. And we also have virtual assistants who apply from Nigeria as well. So we are growing too. And we have had a number of happy clients. And I can really say we are striving for that diversity part of it and also looking forward to just make that change. So I can say we have not grown as much. We are growing. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what I can really highlight. But we are a team who does everything virtually, remote-wise. And yeah, we outsource clients as VAR, we outsource clients for them. And then once we get the clients, the virtual assistant now moves on with the client, helping them in the specific areas of needs. Yeah.
Okay. So do you tailor your clients to your your team members to see what strengths they have? So you try and match your team members to a client. If someone has background in marketing or HR or finance and things like that, you would tailor it to that individual to make sure that they have the experience in that background as well to be able to support the client. Yeah.
I would say the main thing is the virtual assistant, like just easing in the work for our clients, but that we wouldn't give a client someone who, if they're in the HR field, we won't give them someone on a different field. We want as much as possible for them to intertwine and match and actually be on that friendly level that they can be open to each other in regards to work, in regards to how they're feeling emotionally when it comes to the business and all that. Yeah. So we tailor according to the business. Yeah.
Are any of your colleagues diagnosed with ADHD or any neurodiverse diagnosis at all, like autism or learning difficulties or anything like that?
I wouldn't say that there's any, like I said, this is a gap that is here in Kenya. Like many people are not aware of ADHD. Many people don't have diagnosis at all. But the team that I have, they exhibit like skills that are not ADHD-like or personalities that are not ADHD-like. So I would say not any of them has ADHD per se, I would say. But we just need,
Where are things? Just I think you touched on a point that I was going to bring up with you. Not just in Kenya, but as Africa as a continent as a whole, in terms of the awareness of ADHD, awareness, neurodiversity. I think you've already kind of half answered the question that I was going to ask you. And some of this work that you're doing is also contributing to try and raise the awareness, which is obviously something that's needed, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like I didn't know, like I said myself, I didn't know about ADHD when I worked for almost 2 years plus until I met a client who had ADHD. So I can really say, and I've also tried to look for resources while I'm building and with my team when I'm building resources that can help people, and there is no resource that is from, I haven't gotten any legit resource in Kenya or somewhere that's close to East Africa that really recognizes this, the gap that we have right now, and the awareness part that people need to be aware of this. So I can really say it's a long way to go. We are just getting started. I haven't seen any videos from people over here just saying I have ADHD, I got a diagnosis, and I have ADHD, I need to take my meds. No one talks that language over here. So yeah.
But certainly, obviously, your clients are reaching out to you, mentioning that they do have the ADHD. So are these clients, are they being diagnosed in Africa as such, or are they coming from abroad or getting the diagnosis abroad and obviously having businesses in Africa? How, it's just from your client base, if you just give us a feel of, given that ADHD really spoken about in Africa, but certainly your clients are coming to you, we haven't struggling with ADHD itself, and some of them have a diagnosis, or most of them, I'm assuming that they have been diagnosed. So have they been diagnosed abroad, or?
Most of them have been diagnosed abroad. Most of them have most of them have been diagnosed like a few months. Others know they have it. They've known it. They have ADHD like a few months from when like they met me. Others they had ADHD from a very long time. Others are just trying to be more inclusive in the workplace. So they're reaching out to VAR and saying like, oh, I think your assistants can help our employees be much productive. So I can really say these are people who have been diagnosed abroad, and they are aware, they have seen of the services on LinkedIn about what VAR is doing. Most of them also come through referral from the clients that we have. So because we're just like on the growing pace.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a good idea. And as for you, it must be really comforting to see something you started that was literally triggered by a client that you're working with, mentioned to you that they have ADHD. And credit to you seeing an opportunity there to actually then want to make that more tailored to similar clients with ADHD. So yeah, that was really great. So yeah, speaking of tailoring, so how do you tailor your services to meet the specific strengths and needs of the clients with ADHD?
Like I said, we try as much to be understanding, By that I'm meaning that if my client was supposed to meet with me at 4 p.m. and they text me like, hey Nancy, I won't be available until 4:15. I haven't like done dishes. Like my wife asked me to pick this. I'm sorry, I never planned that. We try as much to understand that it happens to them. And when they come, we treat them differently once they join the call. We also tailor our services by just making sure they receive like the help that they need in every area of their work that they're doing, be it task delegation, organization, accountability, and I will repeat 1,000 times, accountability, because that is where most of that is what most of the people with ADHD need, accountability. So what we do, we actually join calls and be like accountability partners with the clients while they're working on their business or they're working on their task. We work on them, we set timers on the call. They complete a task, maybe we set a task for 5 minutes. Once the 5 minutes is over, we reach out. How is the task going? Have you completed the task? Like that, that's specific tailoring and just making sure that we understand exactly where they're coming from and they're different from the others. Also with their strengths, we try as much as possible to motivate them as much as possible, just letting them know whatever they're doing, celebrating what they have accomplished, for example. And because you find most of the people with ADHD, they have a lot on their list and they will accomplish 3 But at the end of the day, they will be so sad that they never accomplished the whole list. So what we do as VAR is remind them the 3 that you did complete mattered, and that's the same pace and motivation you're going to put the next day. And by the time the week ends, you have completed a lot of to-dos, and that makes them happy and contributes to their strength, because most of them also have creativity, strengths, and I would say actually just giving them motivation and accountability is the main thing VAR does. The others is what a normal virtual assistant can do, that is organization, task, delegation. But what is different from us is that we give motivation and accountability, which is the best thing that they need, and understanding and emotional support. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been the feedback from your clients?
If I would highlight it, they are just so grateful and thankful so much. Like I just had someone mention that they loved me yesterday from our call. They wouldn't do what their business wouldn't be where it is right now without VAR. Just coming in and giving those checkups every morning, and just reminding them that they need to do it and they need to. So I can say our reviews are great. And I can really say that from the referrals that we get from them. So it really shows that we are doing a great job at the end of the day. Yes.
How do clients know about you? How do they find out about what you do? The clients that have ADHD and want to use your services?
Most of them reach out through LinkedIn, and like I mentioned, referrals, because we're just on the startup part. So that is where most of them meet me. Yeah. LinkedIn connections and referrals. Yeah.
Going back to what we are discussing about some of the, I don't want to call them stigmas around, ADHD, mental health as a whole, not just where you are, but in some parts of the world as well. Let's focus specifically on Kenya. What's been done currently to try? I know you're doing your bit as well, trying to raise awareness of ADHD and get it more spoken about, and people reaching out to understand and get the right support that they need. Where are things as far as that's concerned? People understanding it more, and certainly from a government's point of view, is there health services? Is there thinking around trying to maybe have more services set up to be able to assess and diagnose, or people go to get some support?
I would say if there is going on, they're not raising the awareness enough that everyone is getting the message of what is going on. I would say also that the youth is trying to do so much with like apps like TikTok, just trying to create the message and ask, do you have ADHD? Like, guys, did you know I have ADHD? So that is kind of raising awareness among that age group, but nothing serious. I haven't heard anything that the government is doing about that at all. And I've seen a couple of videos too of some of the citizens just saying that they had a diagnosis, and I think it was only one guy who said that, and he was in a show, and there were people on this show. So I can really say those shows have really contributed to that awareness. Other than that, I think we still have a long way to go, and I'm hoping that VAR will be part of that as in future, like when it comes a time where we need to educate and give that training to the people who are over here about ADHD and all that. So that's what I can say.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Excellent. And, I think you doing your bit is the start, and I'm sure it's going to lead to other people doing the same thing. And, the more people get, who are talking about this and advocating, and you never know. I think I would say, just keep at it, and don't lose hope.
Oh, thank you.
In terms of the training that you offer, do yeah, who are you offering the training to? You said about you offer training workshops and things.
The training is for our virtual assistants who don't know anything about ADHD, but
Right.
also we are also involved with organizations who really want training for their employees, like just letting the employee know how they should do things to be productive, because we know more of that, especially if they have that disability. So that is what I was mentioning about the training part. Yeah.
Yeah. What's been some of the challenges you've encountered through all of this?
I would say while starting, I thought the client was so difficult, and most of also the VARs say that for some of them, it's a new experience, just getting to learn somebody, apart from the work part, when just someone gets on the video and they tell you what they are going through as a VAR, because you're supposed to listen. So taking that emotionally and also just trying to give the client reminders each and every time is also something that they were not used to, and now they have to get used to. So I would say those challenges, and also trying to do what VAR is doing in our country is also a challenge, because not many people understand exactly what we are doing. I can say most of the people who understand what we are doing are international people, like Archie right now, or just requested a podcast is to learn more about what we do. So those are the challenges that we are facing. I'm hoping if we can have as much as podcasts like this in our place, that we keep on talking about this every day, every time, and it becomes a song, and a good song, not just a song. So
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
are the challenges that we go through. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's such a niche area, as I said, that I've never come across it before, and that's what caught my attention. Certainly, I wanted to bring you on to talk about this. Do you support clients from internationally as well, like abroad, like US, UK, Canada, other places?
Yes.
You do,
Yes,
right?
our clients mainly, I would say, are from the US and Canada. Yeah, US and
Okay.
Canada. And just recently from LinkedIn, I've met with so many connections from the UK. So I'm also hoping to VAR gets more clients from the UK, and we get just to experience what it is to offer our system to the
Yeah.
clients in the UK. Yeah.
Are you looking for more assistants to be part of your team? So I'm just thinking, like, because some people might be listening to this and going, "That sounds so like a good idea. I want to be part of this."
Yes, we are. I would say we are looking for both. We're looking for both. The more we are, the more we are spreading the word. So I wouldn't say there is no opening, or we wouldn't want anyone to join us. Anyone who is joining us, they're joining us on a purpose, I would say, because they want to be purposeful. So our doors are open, and we also, our main mission is advocacy. So the many people we have, the more we are doing the advocacy part of it. So our doors are open. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of networking and things, because you kind of don't want to work in isolation, don't you? Particularly if you don't have much other organizations around you where you are. Um, do you where do you get your support from? Are you tapping into, I don't know, other support organizations that could be internationally, for example?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you part of any organization or linking, not necessarily working together, but just to get that support from other organizations?
Yeah, yes, we are. Like, I would highlight, we try as much as possible to be around those events that are promoting neurodiversity, and also just to network and get to know what other people are doing. We get also much of our resources from Attitude, AdCam, and Chad. We also have clients who also deal with helping people with ADHD. For example, Ryan Mayer Coaching, that is like where we also get more of the networking, because what the coaches do in Ranmere coaching, they help people with ADHD, especially business leaders. So that's where we also get the networking part of it and the involvement part of it, just to make sure that we are growing on the same directions as everybody else. Yeah.
So all your clients, they have to have a diagnosis of is it just ADHD, or if someone had, so some people might have dyslexia or learning difficulties, because obviously neurodiversity is such a minefield. There's so many kind of avenues you can go down, but is it just ADHD you focus on, or other sort of neurodiverse difficulties?
I would say we focus mainly on ADHD and small part of autism, but I would say the other disabilities we do more of advocacy. Yeah. But yeah, we specialize with ADHD.
Do you incorporate any kind of use of technology as well as part of your work?
Yes, we do. Yeah. We do. Yeah.
And yeah, what sort of technology do you use, systems and things, to support your clients?
We use like project management tools, productivity tools. I would say productivity tools like Llama Life. Llama Life just keeps you accountable of like the whole habit stuff of what you are going to do. We also have like CRM tools like Connectly, which is just new in the market, but people say it's a 24-in-1 system. It has everything that the ADHD client would just love to see, because most ADHD clients love to see everything on one place. They don't want to go and just be joining every different tool. So try as much as introduce them to such tools, and we are really equipped in those tools. I would say also ClickUp, because ClickUp is good just for them to see exactly what they're working on last month, what they worked on, and what they'll be working on the next month. So we have so many tools, I would say.
What's your views about artificial intelligence, AI?
Oh my God. We wouldn't do without AI, I would say. We wouldn't do without it. We actually tell our clients we use AI to make sure we give them the support that they need, especially if the clients they assign us a task that and they don't have time to explain the task to us. So we use AI, and then we give them what we have gotten from AI, and we get on a call, we review together, and I would say AI is moving, and we're actually moving with it as well. Yeah. As a whole. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you go over and above and beyond the traditional virtual assistant? So you said you go the extra mile. What's unique about you and your services? It's not like a marketing question, Eve. It sounds like it. It sounds like an interview, but yeah, what makes you stand out, and how do you go the extra mile to support clients that have ADHD and executive function difficulties?
I would say how we go an extra mile is just being there for the clients, as if we're family, as if like we see their disability as a gift, and we don't expect them just to give us a paycheck, but we expect them to give us a paycheck wholeheartedly, having to speak to us like family. The emotional support part that I told you, that is the main part. Most of the clients, like I told you, I've been working as I was working as a virtual assistant without now ADHD involved. And actually what I will do is just work on the task, it's complete, send invoice, and it's done. Now, what is different from VAR is that you give me a task, or you give any VAR a task, you get on a call, you ask the client, is there any way you feel like you won't be able to provide all the task details to me by this date? So we go an extra mile of digging in on the challenges that the client may have while they're giving you the task. And after they've given you the task, just following up with them. So I would say that, and the emotional support and the accountability, just staying with the client on call until they complete exactly what they were supposed to do. That's when we leave the call. And even when we don't leave the call, we remind them after, which is not what a normal virtual assistant will do. Yeah, so I would say that. Yeah.
And as I suppose as part of your process of wanting to offer like a tailored service, do you spend time getting to know your clients? So if they reach out to you for the first time, you kind of dedicate that time to actually know exactly what their challenges are, strengths are, difficulties are, their job, what they're expecting, and where you can fit in trying to support them. So you kind of do like a introductory sort of like spend time with getting to know each other, basically, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before any task is assigned, before we accept any job, we have like to know the client personally, and whatever we discuss with the client is very, very private. Their challenges and all that. So that is the first step before any VAR is assigned a task. We need like to know the client. We need the client to tell us their challenges, their strengths, their win, how they would like to be motivated. Because most of them say like, I would like you to be telling me thank you, or I would like you to be telling me hydrate. So things like that, we get to know the client specifically before we start working on the tasks. Yeah.
Okay, so some clients actually want to be reminded to keep hydrating in the day.
Yes. Do you?
Really?
Do you need a reminder?
I'd love to have someone reminding me to say, you need to drink more, you need to eat now. Wow, gosh, that is going the extra mile.
Yes. Even we go an extra mile even when you just log in, because most of the tools we also use which are instant is WhatsApp. We get on WhatsApp and we see a client is super late and they need to be getting to sleep because of tomorrow morning. So we just buzz them, hey, be sure you sleep in the next 15 minutes and send me a screenshot maybe of you sleeping, or send me a picture of you sleeping just to confirm, or I need you to set a timer. Send me a screenshot of the timer just to make sure they've done it.
Okay, so it's wow. So it's not just a typical 9 to 5 or whatever. It's going outside of those hours. Like you're looking into their schedule, and
yes,
wow,
anything that will make them succeed. Yeah.
So you are pretty much working around the clock then.
Yeah, because our virtual assistants are very flexible, because most of them, our hours are not like the same, and you might find that the time zones are actually a plus for us since we in Africa, and most of the time when the clients are almost going to sleep is when we're waking up. So it's always, we're just buzzing them like, oh, you need to sleep because we need to meet on in 8 hours or so. So that the flexibility, we have that flexibility, which is a plus for us too.
Yeah, excellent. That's really great. What sort of advancements or changes do you hope to see in support systems for your individuals with ADHD in the coming years?
I hope to see neurodiversity in the workplace be normal, like a normal thing. I just hope to see individuals with ADHD are being heard enough. I would say they're being heard, but they're not being heard enough by most organizations. So just bring those systematic change, bringing change, but a systematic change that will be there in future, and that will help them, even for the ones who are getting born, the system that they will find, and a system that will be inclusive in all angles, not only productivity wise in the workplace, but when to actually notice an individual with ADHD is going through an emotional challenge, and and you as an organization getting or having systems in place that can help that individual organization. So those are things that I'm hoping would work out in future, not only internationally, but over here as well. Just having also more organizations like VAR. We just don't want to be the only ones here in place. We want to have competition. We want to have people who want to promote neurodiversity. So that's what I'm really looking forward to see in the future for
glad,
me and for VAR
yeah.
as a team. Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned about neurodiversity in the workplace and the awareness of that still needs to happen there. And I suppose some of your clients have come back to you and kind of highlighted some issues that they might be having in the workplace.
Yes.
Getting that right support that they need in that sort of environment. In those cases, how would you does it just stick to just giving them advice in terms of what they need to do, what approaches and things, or do you actively then take the step of, in some cases, speaking with their employers or something like that to explain your clients' challenges and come up with ways of things that they can put in place, i.e. accommodations, for example?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We haven't started exactly working on the policies that organizations need to have in place, but that is part of our goal and our mission, just to be part of the policies that have been made. But we go to an extent of just letting know if maybe a client has a team, we go to the extra mile of letting his team members know that don't be so hard on Archie now. Don't be so hard on Archie. Take small steps, he'll get it. This is how Archie does stuff. So don't tell Archie to do this stuff because he will actually not do it the way you want it to do. This is how Archie does stuff. So that's what we do. We try as much and have this accommodation, just letting the clients have music. Most of the ADHD clients love having music while they're working, and most organizations don't allow that. So having all those accommodations, a lot of breaks after working is really also what we are trying to also push as accommodations for people or individuals with ADHD. Yeah.
Where do you see your business going again in the next 5 years, for example?
I feel and I see that will grow. I feel that will grow, and in the next 5 years, we'll not only be helping clients internationally, but also here in our homeland, especially business organizations. And I'm also hoping to have and actually see that we'll have so many virtual assistants with purposeful virtual assistants who know they want to change someone's life and they can actually do it while they're working and feel good about it. So that's what I see VAR being in the next 5 years. Grown and having so many virtual assistants and having also clients who have success stories from us. Yeah.
Speaking of success stories, do you have any? Do you have any to share from your point of view?
Yeah. Do you want client success stories or?
Yeah. So from a client's client success stories, that'll be good.
Yeah. So I had we had a client who was always so hard. He always found it so hard to do his sales job because he loves talking. He's so good with sales. So one of his managers told them, I love how you're getting clients, but you're spending your time so much talking with clients rather than closing the deal. So what we did is actually advise them as much as, how would I actually even say this? I don't want just to quote the specific client, but I had a client who left a sales job, and once they started working with VAR, it has been transformative for sure. For sure, like it's been 3 years with VAR, just waking up every day, giving them reminders, and even now working on deep projects of the organization, and they really feel good about it. Emotionally, through the reward, we came up with a reward system for them that once they complete a task, they're going to reward themselves with either doing an exercise, which has been a habit, and also doing like minimum mandatory of what they're supposed to be doing. And they have really, really appreciated that. And I can say we have built a system with them, which is what they keep on highlighting and appreciating us every day for. Yeah, more details.
Yeah.
More details later on here.
Any final thought? Any final thought, advice you'd like to share with our audience at all, especially those that might be part of the neurodiverse community?
I would say those who are part of the neurodiversity community already understand what we're looking for as a community. I would say my final thought is to ask them to try and bring as many people as possible, so that we can be like a whole universe of the neurodiversity community, and we can make all these changes. And just to anyone who has ADHD, just let them know that it's a journey. Like not everything will change instantly once they start making the necessary changes to how they've been working. And we are ready to be part of the journey with them and to walk with that journey through the lows and the highs. So that's like will be my final parting shot. And just to thank all the organizations, also yours, for just having such kind of a platform where we get to talk and just raise the issues and solve the issues and take notes of the issues and make change. Yeah.
No, really appreciate those words, and I think you are amazing, and I think you're doing amazing work, and I think you've tapped into something that's very unique, certainly in the neurodiverse world, because a lot of these things are very generic. And to get someone who's a virtual assistant, let alone even a personal assistant, who understands about neurodiversity and who can tailor their support to you, understand you fully. I think it's sometimes something that's very valued, and I can clearly see the benefit of it. And I wish, and I'm hoping that people will take something from this, and they can utilize your services and see how much of an impact that you are doing, and certainly changing these people's lives. If people want to find out more about yourself and your organization, how can they? Do you want to tell us about your social media, your kind of website and things?
Our website is varevamp.com, and also you can find me on LinkedIn, or find our page on LinkedIn as VAR, VAR, or also DM me on LinkedIn, Nancy Mungai. And also you can also send us an email at var@varevamp.com. Yes.
So it's VA Revamp.
varevamp.com. Yeah.
Oh, varevamp.com.
Yes.
Excellent. So what I'll do for the listeners, I'll add all those links into the description, so it makes it easier for people to understand and be able to reach out to you directly in case they miss any of that. And anything else you wanted to share with us before I let you go?
Yeah, I would say if there's anyone who wants like to really connect, and they have ADHD, it's not always about the money. If you want us to have just a chat and we get just to understand where you're going, and you can reach out later on, please feel free to send a message and we'll get the chat going for free. Yes.
Excellent. I like your passion. I really like that. And what stands out from this conversation is your story. It's like working in this VAR field for a while. you came across a client that had ADHD, and look how your world, your VR world has changed purely
Yeah.
based on that one client that you came across. Sounds talking to you, sounds like you've
Yes.
been working in this field for years and you understand about neurodiversity. And
Yes.
but yeah, so prior to that, what was your perception? So this is my last question. So prior to you coming across this client, how much did you understand about ADHD before that?
I had no idea. I didn't even know the meaning of ADHD at all. At all. I
Oh,
had no idea.
wow.
I was just a normal virtual assistant, not even the word neurodiversity itself. So I feel like I'm just tapping into a new world and just hitting the hammer where it's supposed to be. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's fantastic to come into this world and feel like you're learning every day and you're making a real difference in, individuals that have ADHD and
It's
neurodiversity's life.
purposeful.
Yeah, very purposeful,
Yeah.
you just said. Yeah. And you can see the real
Yes.
day-to-day challenges of some of your clients on a day-to-day, that how ADHD affects them. Clearly,
Yes.
this is in real time, you're noticing it.
Yes.
And I'm assuming some of these clients are
Yeah,
very successful
absolutely.
as well.
Oh, absolutely successful. Like we always follow up even with the waking up time. Like the Nancy, please, I have to be awake by 6. Make sure from the waking up to the shaving to the breakfast to the working to the reminders of eating lunch to the reminders that you're supposed to be sleeping right now to the reminders that you're supposed to give me a recap of what you have of the calls you've had during the day. That's us. That's VAR. That's what we're here for. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could do with one. Just listen to you there. The rest of your day, and great speaking to you. And yeah, look after yourself. Hopefully, we'll catch up soon as well. We'll do another follow up.
Yes, Archie. Feel free to also contact me if you need me anywhere to just talk about what VAR is doing. I'll be as soon as possible right there on your inbox and ready to speak about everything that we can
Perfect.
chat.
Great.
Okay.
That's great. That's absolutely
Bye.
amazing. Thank you. Take
Okay.
care. See you
See you.
later. See you then.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.